Hi everybody, welcome to Rational Code, and in this video we are going to be taking a look at how to install Visual Studio Code so we can develop HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in our new tutorial series on web design. So the first thing you need to do is go into your browser and search for Visual Studio Code. Then go ahead and click on the first link. And what Visual Studio Code is basically a editor or an open source software editor that we can use in order to write pretty much in almost any language, but it's really convenient for web design, and you'll see why when we start. So it's made by Microsoft. Like I said, it's free and open source. So what you want to do is go ahead and click download, and once you do that, you are going to choose where to install it and just basically all that kind of stuff on your computer. And after you do that, you may need to restart your computer, but that's totally okay. And once you do that, you can go ahead and run the application, and once you open it for the very first time, you should see a screen like this. And from here, we are going to install a couple of plugins to make it easier to write our code, as you'll see. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead right over here and click on extensions, and these are the ones that we will be using the most. So go into search extensions right here and search for Bootstrap 4. So basically what this will do is when we are writing our code, it'll give us little hints and snippets and give us different fonts and everything for writing our HTML. And this can be very convenient sometimes because right away Visual Studio Code doesn't come with too many plugins that make it easier for us to write our code. So this is something I have that's optional. If the browser that you plan on running your code in is Firefox, like you'll see in other videos, then I would recommend installing the debugger for Firefox. From here, go ahead and search for the JavaScript ES6 code snippets. And just like the Bootstrap for HTML, this will be kind of the same thing for JavaScript, and will give us snippets and help us to just cleanly write our code. So then you will need live server, and by doing this we will actually be able to run our code on basically a made-up server on the web, and we will get a preview of what the website would look like from the perspective of someone who's using it. Because in Visual Studio Code you can't just run your code if it's HTML, because this is meant to be put on the web. So you need something like a live server to actually open it and run it. If you plan on collaborating with other people on your web design or something in the future, then go ahead and install Live Share. It's the easier version of Git and the Git repositories, which we will eventually discuss for probably Java first. But for now, if you just plan on working with someone else on your codes, just go ahead and install Live Share. And finally, you want to search for reload, because sometimes when we write our code or we put in future plugins, you need to actually reload your Visual Studio Code. And so rather than closing it out and doing it that way, you can actually come to the very bottom right here and click on reload, and it will completely reload your Visual Studio Code. So once you have all these plugins installed, what you want to do is find a place on your computer where you would like to create a folder dedicated to your HTML code. This is because when we are using the editor right here, we need a place to actually store our files, kind of like when we used IntelliJ for Java. So I've created an HTML folder. It is located in one of my other folders on my computer. And to basically make a new file, what you're going to do is you're going to click on File, Open Folder. It's going to open your folder right here. And what you want to do is click on the New File button right here, and this will pop up a new file. And like we will talk about in our very first lesson, in order to declare it as an HTML file, give it a name like index.html. And now we have a brand new HTML file, which we will be working with in our very next video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Take care.